Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned into the hottest podcast on the internet. All raw opinions. Come on. Norma, I see you. Rollo.
Welcome back to part 2 of episode 5. Thank you for joining us.
Here we go.
Here
This
we
is
go.
A great interview.
So I have a question for you.
Okay.
Did you have to go back to court? How many times did you go back to court?
The court was at Geo when I was down there for like a year. I went probably about 7-8 times to court.
7-8 times just to figure out how much longer or how much all this was
For them
going
to
happen?
extend it, for them to say that, sometimes the DA's not there, sometimes your lawyer. So it all pushed it out to like, I got incarcerated in right after Valentine's.
Oh,
Wow. And
So
then they sent you to
it's the
Victorville,
anniversary
right?
date now. Coming.
Yes. And then they sent you to Victorville. That's when you went to Victorville on the plane, right?
Okay, so it was Geo, Texas,
And
then Victorville,
Oh.
and then from Victorville, I took that program to get 2 years a year and a half off my sentence,
Wow.
and I went back to Texas, but this time I went to Bryan, Texas.
So let me ask you, as you were transferring different prisons, right? Were you always getting hit up by women, or were they? I mean, I'm sure you're.
Okay,
new,
well, I
you
was getting hit up by women, but not the way you guys think.
I mean, they were hitting you up because they wanted like
A
sexually
relationship,
A
yes.
relationship.
Yeah, but
you're
not,
like, bitch.
no.
I have a question. Would the guards hit you up as well?
Yeah. You know what? How does that work? I'm
In
sure.
all honesty, because you know what?
Hey, it is what it is, and I'm gonna answer your question. Yes,
Yes.
Wow,
Okay.
and they worked there, and that's crazy
yes.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, it's all on how you take it.
how you receive it.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Wow.
Interesting. All
You
right.
just don't give it to them like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't have to go report him. I don't have to go do anything.
Because you weren't a rat.
It is what it is. Did it happen? Does it happen in there? Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
absolutely. I was at Victorville, and one of them got arrested. And I was there. I was working with that person, that officer.
Wow.
And I felt bad at the moment because the girl lied a lot, but he got 5 years on that
I always
and
thought.
lost his family.
I
Wow.
bet. I always thought it was weird though. I never understood like why do they have men at a women prison and then women at a men prison?
I don't know.
That's just like
They don't discriminate because you know
you
what?
that's
can't
something-
discriminate them though.
It's like having cops out there in the
right. But this is a whole different world. Like it's like you're not seen as a man. I'm not seen
because
a woman.
they want to be treated equally, regardless the strength, whatever they go through.
But let me tell you what the officers, the ones that would come at the girls, okay? It's those ugly, nasty looking officers that think they could just because they have a badge, they're gonna get a girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they get some. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you no, but I
Right.
mean, is it worth it? You're gonna lose your job.
Yeah, no, I know.
Right, and they got
yeah.
And let me tell you,
Families.
so now before it was like, inmate said no, even though she said yes, but inmate said no. So the officer was the only one that got punished, right? Well, now, no. If they catch you or whatever's going on, they both go down.
Wow.
Don't matter if it was consent or not consent, they both go
Right.
down. Which is, I think it's fair.
No, it is
It's
fair.
more
I think
than
that's
fair.
fair.
It's
Totally
more than fair.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, I hit on by women in fighting. There was only one incident that I think it would have ended bad, escalated it if she would have showed up. I called her out. We went at it, and I'm not the type of person that I talk a lot.
Right.
I
You
don't.
just go for it.
I didn't either
I
in high
said,
school.
hey, space and opportunity. We'll go to the freezer.
Oh,
And by I
shit.
mean freezer is because I used to run. I was the clerk at the warehouse at Victorville, shipping and receiving. So you know, we got into it, and I said, "No, girl, not with me. Space and opportunity. We can go back there and handle this."
Right.
Did she
She
go?
never go.
Good.
But that was it. Other than that, I didn't have any problems with anyone.
Did you always have good bunkies?
Yes, I was blessed with good bunkies.
Good.
I'm not gonna sit here and say no. I had great bunkies.
That's good.
I did. I did.
Did you ever make a shank? Because everybody always makes a shank.
No.
Well, let me ask you a question. Hold on.
I have to ask because everybody always makes a shank.
No,
Everybody.
I don't know.
What-
If you're talking
that the
about, I think
movies?
that's state. I think there's a lot of movies, but no.
But that brings up a good point that I was thinking about when Norma told me we're going to interview you. And so how is it in prison, in a woman prison? Like you did mention earlier in the last part 1 episode that there's no. It's all women are women. They don't go with the colors or the race, whatever. No. So is there any type of like prison riots in there, like fights? Like how does that work in a woman's prison?
At the times that I was there, I didn't have any. There was no fights.
No fights,
none of that. I mean, fights, there was in the unit. It does happen, especially with the locks. Now, they put the lock in the sock, and they just beat you with it.
Wow.
I seen 2 of them because I was the nursing assistant up in the 5th floor, and I would see all of that. But other than, and they go to the shoe. So you're in prison, but you go to the shoe in prison, which means the shoe is a different whole section, different out where they keep you, the ones that behave bad. And they could give you up to 6 months in there.
Wow.
You have 1 phone call a month. Everything else is by writing. You can't buy no commissary. A lot of they restrict you from it.
Yeah,
but
they
I'm gonna
take
tell
a
you,
lot
when
of
you
stuff from them.
behave when you just do you in prison, I had never had no. I'm telling you, I had nothing on my record.
You were in good behavior, so
Yes.
This is why I think you always.
But don't get me wrong. I did mine.
Right.
I did my
I'm
dirt.
sure you did.
Right.
I'm
gonna
sure
tell
you
you.
did.
I'm telling you, I was the clerk at the warehouse. Let me tell you, I got up, but see, I didn't sell it. I used to take out the cheese. I used to take out, and it was for us to eat good. And it wasn't just, I mean, they're not selling it to me. Why sell it to the inmates? Now, let me tell you, some of them would sell it because apparently they didn't have people putting money in their books and it's hard in there. I'm gonna tell you, it's very hard in there. If you don't work or if nobody's sending you money, it's hard in there.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
Right.
Especially when it gets cold. Now, thanks to my other half and
thanks to your other half.
Once in a while, my dad. I always had my nice clothes, and what I mean nice clothes was my grays, sweats and sweaters because it was really cold.
Yeah.
Bought me. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now. I feel that he bought me my everything in there.
Right.
So you were living the best life in there.
Struggling. Living.
You didn't struggle like everybody.
Humble.
You were very
yes,
humble.
Yes, I was very. Let me tell you, if I had it and you needed it, I would give it to you.
Yeah.
I've never been. I'm not materialistic. Never been. I wasn't.
You helped everybody.
But I feel that I was always being blessed. There was everything is for a reason, and I was being blessed even though I was in there.
Yeah.
There was times where I'm gonna tell you it was so hard. The holidays, the birthdays, it was hard.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially trying to call my other half and wouldn't answer the phone. I would be on that phone, and I know. Let me tell you, when it comes to toxica, number 1. But let me tell you, okay, I would be on that phone,
and he wouldn't answer.
I would be on that email. He would never answer. We had
emails. We'll have to talk about that later.
We had emails. It was now. Of course, you would pay for your emails.
You got to pay for emails too?
Yeah.
So you're basically paid for everything in there. I mean, pretty
phone
much.
Calls. Okay, so let me tell you, but see, I was smart. I would talk to, he knew. I would talk to him for 4 minutes. 4 minutes is $1.
Damn. Okay.
And I had it timed. I was like, and then they only give you 350 minutes, if I'm correct, a month.
Right.
So if you use all your minutes, you're screwed to the end of one time. I think it was for his birthday month. I was on that phone with him forever, and I stayed with that 2 whole weeks without talking to him.
Wow.
I'll be like, oh my God, I almost died.
Wow.
But I didn't die. No, but yeah. But it was, let me tell you, it's hard in there. It is.
So do the ones who are married, are you allowed to have those visits where you can have?
No, you can't have. Well,
Is that a
they
myth
told me they took him off. I don't know.
So they used to be able to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
But not no more. I know when he put the application, because let me tell you, once I came to Victorville, I would have him there every weekend.
Wow.
He would be there every weekend.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Unless he had something to do, but he would be there every weekend.
Right.
Well, good.
It was my parents went. I think I was at Victorville for almost 2 years, 3,
Mhm.
and my parents went twice,
Wow.
Wow.
but he went every week.
Yeah.
Every weekend.
Wow.
I can tell it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? When you came out, we haven't been inseparable since.
Yeah.
You came out and it was like you never went in. And you know what? I feel like you appreciate your family more. Not me. I appreciate you. What is I'm saying? Like, I appreciate that you're here. Like, man, like I see you and I'm like, damn, this amazing mama has been through so much shit. And it's like, you don't let it get to you.
Do you come out like appreciating like, oh my god,
Oh my God, let me
second
tell you,
chance
when
in
you
life,
come out-
you know, like second chance.
When I came out, because I had the opportunity to go to the halfway house, not everybody does. I got out in September of 2020.
2020.
And I'm going to tell you, it was September 19th that I came home. By September, not even a week, I already had a job. And it's a job I work at still.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
I would take that bus. I would to work every day. I started working 12-hour shifts, and let me tell you, it was the best thing ever. I worked, and let me tell you that it paid off. I lived. I went to. I'm sorry, I'm getting all sidetracked, but
That's all right.
I
You took
valued
yeah.
that bus because when my other half helped me buy a car, let me tell you, I would pass by those buses, and I left my car.
Yeah.
I left my little Scion. It was the best car I had. And then in less than a year, I had 2 cars. So working, doing everything right. And
Just
I'm going to tell you one
struggling.
thing, okay? Whether it rain or not, I would be on that bus,
Yeah.
okay? And by myself, I didn't ask anyone for nothing.
Because it's possible to do
I,
anything you put your mind to.
I feel that a lot of the people that put excuses that, oh, this and that, no.
It's possible.
You need to get up and do you. And I did. I had him. Yes, I had him. I was on house arrest at my mom's house. I didn't ask. They didn't offer.
Right.
But you know what? I did it, and
You
still.
did it.
Do you kind of feel like when you hear people cry about certain things,
Yes.
you're like, just stop. You don't know
Yeah.
about
What the real struggle is.
Oh,
Yeah, like,
we
you
had
don't
those.
know-
Let me tell you what.
Yeah.
I was still in prison when all this. When what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I would, and then why are you crying, Mija? There was, they were young, understandable. Oh my God, I have to do a year and a half, and I turn around and I look. I want to just tell her, you know what?
Yeah.
A year and a half.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm sitting a year and a half with good conduct. Your ass is gonna be out of here before a year.
Right.
And then
Oh, yeah.
she's like, are you sure? I said,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sure enough, she was out by then. But when they would get in there for crying for a year, 2 years, and I'll be like, no, man.
You're like, bitch,
No.
I've done 9.
No.
Are you
I've
kidding
been
me?
sitting here. I've done already like all these.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't feel those years.
You didn't feel like
I did not feel those 7 years. I felt the 7 years when I got out.
wow.
Wow.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
I totally get what you're saying.
I did a life in there. It's a totally different life. It's
Yeah.
a life in there
Well-
that nobody thinks that it's in there.
I feel like
Yeah.
probably, correct me if I'm wrong, what you just said meant that you had to keep it together for
Yeah.
7 years.
I had to do me. Mhm.
Yeah.
Just keep it together. Keep yourself mentally sane. I'm doing time right now, 7 years. And when you got out, it was like you could breathe again. But you're like, holy shit, I just went
I missed a lot of time.
through some shit.
Yeah.
And now I could like exhale and be like, fuck.
Yeah.
You just can't recuperate that
Right.
time ever.
Right.
But you know what? You come out stronger and better. You're a better person.
Yes, but I'm gonna say something. I know what I went through, right, when I did that. But when I realized that it wasn't only me that I harmed, that was hard.
Right.
Because see, we don't think about that we harmed our kids, we harmed our other half, maybe our parents, but
It's a trickle effect.
it's a
domino
I don't
effect.
know what they went through
Right. Well, I
unless
heard,
they tell me or
They express it to you.
They express it to me on what they they lost or what they but
right.
it's just
well, really quick, like the old saying goes, like if you're doing time, your family does time with you.
Yeah.
And I've had some family members doing time also, and you feel like fuck. You're like they're obviously in there, but the family is hurting as well. Like
Yeah.
everybody's kind of like
I'm going to tell you something on that one, okay? And I'm going to speak on that because I lived it, and I'm a mom. I love all my children, but I know that I have different love for all of them, and I accept that.
Right.
I don't believe when you say I love all my children the same. You know what? Bullshit.
There's different.
Okay. Because
You know what?
My parents, I don't feel that they suffered anything when I was gone.
Really?
And I'm saying it because I'm not ashamed of where I was, because I'm going to tell you, it made me a better person.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to say, you know what? Yes, I went to prison.
Right.
I did.
You did.
I'm not those type of persons. Do I care what my neighbor has to say? No.
I don't give a shit.
You could speak your mind and how you feel.
Right.
It doesn't mean I have to accept it.
Right.
It is what it is. And apparently I feel that my parents were they were okay with where I was at. They love all of their children differently,
Right.
you know?
I get what you're saying. I understand your point.
So
But I'm going to speak on that really quick, because I feel that parents, old school parents, were raised differently. They did a lot of the parents back in the day weren't showed love, so they didn't know how to give love. And I'm going to say that. Why? Because my mom always says, "Yo quiero a mis hijos lo mismo, todos iguales." My mom loves all her grandkids the same, all of her kids the same. And there's some families that say, no, I love her more. And my mom says, I don't understand why they can say that they love them more than the other kids more. I don't understand that, because, and my mom wasn't shown love like that, but my mom loved her own.
Yes, exactly.
She cut the chain. She cut the way the things were back then. My dad is such a hard man, but so soft inside. He goes, but he loves all his kids the same.
okay, yes.
Right?
But where I'm coming at with
But
that
what I'm
is that
saying is the way your parents were raised.
but see, they do love their children, yes. But
They
I'm
love
going to
them all
tell
the
you one
same.
thing. No.
But I'm just saying, hold on. But I'm just saying,
no.
I was speaking for my parents,
Oh,
right?
okay, no.
I think every parent's different.
Yeah, we're
right?
all different.
You're all
Yes.
different. But like you're saying, your parents, maybe the way they were raised is different. Maybe the way they were showed love is different. Like I can see your parents, because I know them, how they can love your sister. Like they pick her up here, and how they pick up your brother up here, right? And you're like, I can see you're a little down here.
I feel that the reason they have that's the way their expectations is. I'm going to tell you why. And it's
Why?
true what my other half said one day. Because they know that I'm a hard woman, that I will get up, that I don't need no one.
Exactly.
And I proved it. But that doesn't mean
that they can't love
they-
you.
exactly.
That they can't fucking love you.
Exactly.
And it's funny because they should love you more, because at the end of the day, they trust you with house, keys, and when they're gone to their fucking Mexico properties. And they don't trust nobody else with keys but you. Go fucking figure that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to. We're going to somewhere else. But anyway.
But yeah.
But anyway.
You know, it's just so where he's coming at, saying that, yes, our families do suffer. And all I could say, and I did tell my children, because it was hard.
Right.
My children to accept me back.
Right.
But it's not too late to make it
It was never
up.
too late. And they all live with me.
There you
Yes.
go.
But they all live with us.
Yeah.
Yes.
With me and my.
And it's a blessing. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something from the bottom of my heart. I'm beyond proud of you.
Thank you.
And I can cry right now because you have made me proud of you.
Thank you.
And don't give a fuck what people say.
I don't.
You came out.
Well, to be honest,
proving everybody wrong.
I think people are gonna really say good things about her because she went through. Man, this.
I've been through.
it's a great story.
Let me tell you, and it never ends.
Right.
I'm on federal probation.
Yes.
And I'm gonna tell you that in the almost 2.5 years now, I went down to where I don't report nothing. The lowest of the lowest.
Right.
They don't bug me. They don't bother me. I do me, you
Right.
know, but I know that I have that. I know in my mind. And I feel that I know that I could still accomplish more.
Right.
And I did want to speak to, younger women, because let me tell you, especially single moms, we're the ones that are more vulnerable to go in.
Are you doing? Are you going to be able to do something like that? Are you doing that now? Are you talking to younger women?
No, it's actually right at this point. My mind has been working on what do I want to do next.
I think you should.
And now that she brought me on, and
that's what I'm saying. It starts here.
Yeah, and I told my my other half, we're talking about it, and I said, you know what? Something's gonna come out of this.
I'm gonna be a voice.
I feel that there's a reason. Let me tell you, and I'm not gonna go into detail, but I've this is my third life, an opportunity at life.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
You've had some chances.
You know what? There's a reason for everything.
But I didn't know. See, we don't know. Like a lot of people say, okay, do you know why you're the meaning that you're here? What's your meaning? What And I'll be like, no.
But you feel like this is your purpose now.
You know, what's the purpose of being in this life? What am I going to do with it? Okay, I have my children. I have the man that I love.
Yep.
My family's there. My my older, I have a lot of communication with my older sister. She's like my mom.
Okay.
But look, you have a story that you can help others.
I love happy endings. Though. You know?
Yes.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of getting a little tear jerker too when you were talking.
My children. Let me tell you,
because when you speak about kids, I get a little emotional
kids.
too.
Let me tell you, my kids.
But
and let me tell you, they're a handful. Okay.
And she's a grandma, by the way.
Stop it.
I'm a grandma. Yes, I am.
She's a grandma.
But I'm going to tell you, there's one of my kids that's very hard. She could be very, very with her words, but you know what? I still love her. But she's right.
She means well.
She means well. She understands.
You know what? She has a big heart, and I love her.
But she was the first one, the first one that actually accepted me when I got out. The older one was a little harder, but you know what? When me and my other half decided on, and I asked him, and he said yes, and we got our home. We're all together. It's nice. My children are there. They're very respectful. They love him. Michelle loves him.
I mean, it's never easy with kids, but at the end of the day,
at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
Was it worth it?
Yes.
Yes. If I would do it again, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I wouldn't.
Right.
Because I would have done it the same way.
Right.
Yeah.
And the only reason is because I don't think I would have ever found myself.
Right.
I found myself in prison.
Yeah. Right.
With counseling.
Right.
With my effort. To be a better person.
Right.
Right.
And I became a better person.
Right. And that's where the happy ending starts.
Yes.
It's like, I really see you, like, this is a really good story. And I really, I really do hope you do follow that path where you can go talk to younger women.
Yes.
And I think it starts today. It starts
today.
here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it does.
You're starting already. You don't even know it. It's like,
I'm like, wait a minute. Yes.
Yeah.
We were just talking, and it's funny because we were just talking about it. And I said, I need to do something.
Yeah.
And
I think you do. I think we all do.
We all need to do something.
If you don't walk out of here tonight and go start something, with counseling younger women, and because I could tell you're a very nice person and you have a lot of good feedback to give.
I do have a lot of feedback. I do have a lot of I have two of my boys that are not doing well.
Okay.
And which I'm going to tell you one thing though. Okay. You could help anyone you want to help, but if they don't want to help themselves, there's no point.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you,
you have to let them want to help themselves.
I've tried and I've done everything. I'm not giving up, but under the circumstances that I can't be around them,
right,
because of me being on federal probation, I feel that if I can't help them right now, I can help someone else.
Yes.
And with that being said, there'll be a time where they're going to want to help themselves, and your story is going to help someone else.
Yes.
And we are honored to have you here.
Thank you.
And thank you so much.
Thank
and
you.
I'm sure we're going to have you back for another show. And this concludes part 2.
Yeah. Really quick, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. I just want to say, this is like a personal thing. I want to say thank you for being so open
and
willing to come on and just being raw about everything. Thank you so
Yes.
much. I really appreciate that.
And I have so much respect for you, and I love you from the bottom of my heart
you.
for doing this. And I'm sure you're going to help a lot of people out there. I mean, I'm sure they have family, friends, people acquaintances that they know that have been in your situation.
Yes.
But no one's come out to talk about it.
Yeah.
I know. And
You know?
I thank you guys for having me because let me tell you today, wow, I didn't expect this to happen, but it's true.
No, we
Yeah.
respect
It's
you
true.
for coming out and speaking your story.
Thank you.
But thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you. It was great being here. Thank you.
More tequila
you.
shots after
Yes.
this?
Yes, more tequila. Thank you for
We did
coming.
it.
Thank
You did.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.